What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative. Today we are going to Disney's Animal Kingdom to stroll around the park and see what we see. Hello, how are you? So, I said we'll see what we see, but I did have a purpose in mind. The particular book that I wanted to feature in this Disney vlog is Fireborne by Rosaria Munda. And if you're not aware, this one does have dragons. There are teenagers and people and nobles that are called dragonborn or dragon riders. And so we have dragons, lots of dragons. So for those of you who love dragons and you get upset if a book has a picture of a dragon on it and there's not enough dragons, let me allay those fears. We've got plenty of dragon time in this book. And so I decided that to pair the perfect ride to Fireborne, I wanted to go ride Flight of Passage over in Pandora. And here we are walking up to the Tree of Life. I always love this tree. I don't care how many times I go to Animal Kingdom, I always stop and just look at the tree. Oh, what are they pointing at? Actually, if you've never been, there are photographers all over the park that will take your picture. You can pay for those pictures, or you can hand them your cell phone and ask them to take a picture with your phone, which they will absolutely do for you. But they have what they call a memory maker, where you can go to those photographers all over the park and get your pictures taken, and they will tell you to do certain things, like those people were pointing up, and later they Photoshop in animations, so it's a lot of fun. Here we are, we have made it over to Pandora. This section of the park is so beautiful. They just did an amazing job making it look like the movie. Flight of Passage, and that's where we had to turn the camera off. It's because the way that the ride is set up, you're riding one of those little dragon thingies, and it moves around, and you have to hold on. Like, you're like kind of secured onto that thingy, and the whole cart that you're in moves around, so you can't leave anything out or it'll just bounce around, which is not safe. But here we are. I found a little spot to curl up and read for a minute. And yes, I am actually reading. And I told Chris, I was like, I'm going to try to read a chapter or part of one anyway, just a completed section. Just let me know when about 5 minutes has gone up so I can have some footage for the vlog. And he didn't say anything, and I didn't know it, but he was messing with stuff with the camera and trying different angles and this and that and the other. And so he was kind of caught up in that. I got caught up in the book, and I sat there and read for like 15 minutes. The book is that good. If you can sit in a Disney park and tune everything out around you, not just people, but the sounds that they have that just get piped in from hidden speakers to sound like there are animals and things moving around. If you can ignore all of that because of a book, then I'm telling you guys, the book is that good. I was actually a little surprised at how much I enjoyed Fireborne. It is a YA fantasy novel. I am not one that reaches for young adult books very often, but I'll tell you, the ones I have reached for this year, I have absolutely thoroughly enjoyed. Are they complex? No. Do they have these crazy magic systems? No. Do they have characters that are a little immature and making very adult decisions when you're thinking there's no way a 14-year-old would be able to save the world? Yes. But that's where the enjoyment comes in. They are perfect to just place in between complex reads or serious books that just really bring you in, or I love to read horror. Some of those books have some very traumatic things that happen, and these books are so fun to just put in between. Now, I say that this book was not what I would call simple. It had a phenomenal story. Fireborne is the first book in the Aurelian cycle by Rosaria Munda. It's the tale of two teenagers that are determined to rise up from their past. They are absolutely resolute in their stance to make sure that the bloody revolution that made them both orphans was worth it, that it meant something. And sometimes that takes more than pretty speeches or just simple actions. Sometimes it takes dragons. I love this book. I really thought in the beginning that the story had some similarities to things that happened in Harry Potter and similar things to how the society was set up that reminded me of Red Rising. And I was thinking, what if she took too much from those two worlds and didn't do enough to make it her own? So I was like, oh gosh, 3 chapters in, I was hoping for the best. I stuck with it. And while there are similarities, that's the extent of it. Just some similarities. Munda still crafted an amazing tale about revolution, rebellion, and dragons. Honestly, guys, what else could you ask for? Especially in a YA. And I thought it was just done so well. I loved that she provided the history of what happened. Why did the people rebel? What happened to spark that? How did it get planned and played out? And what I really loved, it made sense. This rebellion, this revolution happened because the people felt that they were just stomped on by the Dragonborn. They did not have equal opportunity at anything, and they were tired of it. It made sense. And then it helped. Society began to function based off of merit. Anybody could see if a dragon would, imprint upon them. They all had the ability to become guardians. They had the ability to do different trades. Now, I say that, but they incorporated a sort of testing system. So you tested, and the result of that test told you what job you could do. So unfortunately, if you wanted to be a guardian, a dragon rider, but let's say you had dyslexia and you had problems reading or were slow to take the test, well, then you might find yourself as a merchant or working in a factory. You were an iron gold. You were not an iron gold. You were an iron wristlet wearer. So you would take this test. They would give you a bracelet to wear, and that was your place in society. Now, did we agree with that? No. It had problems, but it was still better than it was before. And I loved that Munda had this rebellion, this revolution happen because they wanted a better life, and they did have some steps in the right direction for that. But of course, there is a long way to go from that. And we're told the story through the point of view of our two main characters, Lee and Annie. And I love how they are able to recollect their past in ways that allow me to understand what they each went through as children, how they ended up where they are today, they're both guardians for the Aurelians. The class system and the world building just go hand in hand in this one because the characters, as they perform their job duties and training as guardians, they travel throughout the country, and as that is happening, the different classes are explained, what they do, along with just absolutely beautiful descriptions of the towns and villages. I swear there were times I could smell the sea and feel a spray of salt water on my face. I just love that our characters experience normal life experiences that come along with being teenagers, but also times when decisions have to be made with a bit more maturity. I felt I could see them changing from teenagers to a young man, a young woman, and I love that we had a military school setting with contests and tournaments. I just never tire of that trope. Plus, my other favorite trope, which is found family, was found in this book in spades. Oh look, Mount Everest, my favorite roller coaster. I have to ride this every time we go. Yep, there we are. And what was funny is we got in the last car this time. Normally we're towards the front. We've been in the front, front several times. The back of this roller coaster is the best. It's not one of those, forget what it's called when they kind of like propel forward, launch coaster. It's not one that launches. So I guess, I don't know how to explain it, but all I can tell you is if there's any way you can ride in the back, that's where the fastest, just fun part of it is. Now we're over in the gift shops. Y'all, there is this craze that is called Nuimos. They're little dolls, and they have clothes for them and backpacks. And I mean, they're super cute. I really did almost come home with a Stitch one, but these things are $20. And then if you want to buy cute clothes and accessories, those things are also like $20 a piece. It's just, in my opinion, not worth it. Not at all. As cute as they are, I can't do it. I really did think about it though. But here are some other new emos that you can get. And they're cute as they are, but yeah, you know you're going to want to get clothes for them. So here we are. We've got some of the princesses, Jasmine and Ariel. I mean, I really did want a Stitch one. Oh, and then I wanted Tigger. I saw him and he almost came home with me too. And as you can see, they've really cracked down on the resellers. Everything is limit 2 per guest. And this is the new Disney Cats bag for this year. I have the Disney Dogs version of this print that came out last year. They alternate each year. So since this year we got a new cat one, that means next year will be the Disney Dogs Dooney and Burke. I collect those purses. My mother-in-law and I do. And then here is some of the jewelry they had in there. I have that Disney ring that we just saw on the left. I've got that in the necklace. And some of the ears. There are so many ears. And I wish I could wear these, but they're so tight on my head that they give me a headache. Pretty much anything on my head gives me a headache, so I can't wear cute stuff. Oh my gosh, those Figment socks are so precious. I really wanted this hat too. I mean, everything is so cute. I want it all. I died over the Nightmare Before Christmas purse. I don't know if you guys can really see how the print is holographic. And then a cute little Mickey and Minnie ornament. And some Animal Kingdom merch. These Spirit jerseys are super cute, but they just want too much for them. They're like $80. I just can't do that. Well, I did that for the Stitch one, but that's the only one I've ever gotten. I really wanted that tank top. And then we've got Safari Mini and some other Safari character merch over here that you can only get in the Animal Kingdom Park. And there's Mickey. And that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you for listening to me talk about Fireborne by Rosaria Munda. And thank you for coming with me to Animal Kingdom. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.